So we are currently getting some random on and off snow right now. Luckily, this little porch area is roofed and windowed in. Is that your stomach gurgling, Damon?
Kind of.
I know.
Alright, so we were going to show you this house the other night when it was super windy out, but this really pretty green and red tree was blown over, and the icicles were like crazy swaying around. I don't remember if this little, is that a sleigh in the front or presents? Can't really tell.
This right here, it says Merry Christmas.
Oh, I can see it in the camera better. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that sign was even there. Like, I wonder if it blew down or something the other night.
It was there.
Oh.
Oh.
Whoa! Whoa!
Why did it zoom in like that? Okay,
guys, that's Damon doing that. I'm just saying. I'm totally blaming him.
Sorry for my bad camera. Bad camera skills.
But it is a cute little house. I like it.
They got the, like, looks like a basketball hoop kind of deal going on.
It kind of does. But yeah.
Abby, you ready for the advent calendar? Hey! Hey!
What day is it?
How did you manage to get your toy in the exact same spot as yesterday, Abby?
What day is it? What day is it?
Do you know what day it is?
You don't even want to try finding the day? Is it that one right there? Is it that one right
What
there?
day is it? Is it 19?
Pretty sure, isn't it? That one's open and it says 18. Is it that one, Abby? Is it that one?
What did you get?
Ooh, we got 3 of them today.
Ooh, 3 nuggets?
3 more nuggets.
Heck yeah! Gonna sit for it? No, you're just gonna get it.
Yeah,
You better sit for the next one.
Do you know how to do up?
She's like, yeah, I know how to sit.
She's like, I know how to sit. I don't want to do up.
She's too chubby for up. We don't exercise, right, Abby?
Good, Abby. There's some good treats, huh?
Yum. She's like, let's go on to number 20.
Where's number 20 for tomorrow? You want to see where it's at for tomorrow?
She's like, I won't remember. No,
No,
she's not interested.
You're not interested? You want them now instead of tomorrow?
Move her ear. Here we go. Say hi, everybody. It's been a minute since you said hi to Bailey. You gonna say hi to Bailey? Abby. Abby, say hi, Bailey. Say hi. She's like, what are you saying, weirdo? Oh, what's he saying? What's Damon saying?
Bork. Do you know how to speak? Use your words?
Say not like that.
You're a brat, Abby. You're a brat. You know it. That's why you're smiling. You're a brat.
She's like, yeah, but everybody loves me because I'm cute. Is that true?
She's like, yeah, look at me get into a good position for the camera, you know, paint me like one of your French girls.
Oh. Are you French, Abby?
Sacre bleu.
Dorks.
Bonjour.
Hey, Damon.
How can I be of service?
What does Christmas have in common with a cat lost in the desert?
I want to say bells because a lot of cat collars have bells. But that's probably not the answer.
That is not the answer. Do you want to know the answer, or do you have another guess?
What's the answer?
They both have sandy claws. Speaking of, what is Santa's favorite kind of candy?
It's gonna be a terrible answer, but what?
Jolly Ranchers.
A little more terrible than I expected.
I love Christmas. Everyone gets sentimental.
This is the part where I walk away.
Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you doing today? Today being Sunday, December 19th. I'm with it. I got this. It's nearing the end of my vacation, and yes, thank you for those of you who have asked. I have had a pretty good vacation. Despite the weird couple days of not feeling too well. Like, not really sick, just not well. Like, I don't know. I feel kind of... I don't know. I think it's a change in weather, honestly. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I know other parts of the country, a couple of you guys had said that you've had the same, like, craziness going on. Something this year, I don't know. Like, tonight it is... When I said last night, when I was, like, trying to be really quiet, and I was like, do you hear that? I think it's the snow hitting the side of the house. It was not. Apparently, it was raining, and the rain was turning to ice. And all this evening, it was snowing when it wasn't supposed to snow. Off and on, not fully like blizzard snowing, but like it would snow and then it wasn't snowing. And then it snowed and then it wasn't snowing. I went to pick up Damon from work and my friend Seth was there. So we ended up standing out and talking for a little while. And while we were standing there talking, actually, and my friend Tim, so like all of us were standing around talking. And, just in the time that we were standing there talking, it snowed, I think, twice, like off and on. So like, it's just been odd weather. So yeah, I think that I just have been feeling like, because of the weather. But I bet there's a lot of that going on because I've heard a couple people saying they haven't felt great, even though they didn't think they were like sick. So I'm sure that's, you know, weather related is my guess. I don't know, but I think that's what my issue is. So what have you guys been up to? I have good news. I finished Super Secret Project today. So happy about that. I sewed in all the ends today. Like I actually finished it last night after the video like I thought I would. But I got all the ends sewn in. And it's not shipped out because today was Saturday, so I didn't make it to the post office. And I would like to, I think I'm going to record like a little short video about it and show it off and all that. And then I'm going to not have that video show until the person gets it. So you guys are still going to be in suspense, but it's completed. And I did not have to bust into the one that David got me at all, which I sort of feel bad because he went and got it for me. But I told him, I was like, I can either put a border on this or since I want to ship it out really bad and get it to its recipient, I think instead I'm going to use this for a project of its own, especially now that I know that I can get more of it because this was from Michael's. This is what I ended up having left of, there was 12 bobbins of this stuff and this is what was left. It's craziness. And, normally I sew in all my ends as I go on everything, if I can. But since I didn't know for a fact that I would have everything done and I didn't know for a fact until, like if I'd had to put this in, I didn't know for a fact until I actually joined them if it would be the perfect match. So I didn't know for a fact that I would not be pulling it apart and frogging it. So I never sewed the ends in. So yeah, that's like tonight was such a good reassurance as to why I always sew my ends in. So annoying. I so commend you guys who don't sew your ends in, especially on things like granny squares or projects that change yarn colors frequently. So you have a ton of ends. Oh, I couldn't. I have to sew them in like at least every couple rows or something if I'm changing color, or every couple colors. I mean, if I'm changing colors frequently, because like that would just drive me bonkers. Like if I'm making granny squares, I sew in each granny square end as I make the square. I can't do it. Like it drives me insane. But yeah, that's what I had left. So not too bad. I'm happy that I had it all left. and then I can use this for something else. So yeah, yay, it's done. And then I had my last delivery from Michael's. Well, not my last delivery, and I'll tell you why in a second. But I had what was supposed to be my last delivery from Michael's today. I got those 2 crystal cakes that I said I was going to get. This is the color, is it Claret? Yes, this is the color Claret. And it's this beautiful red. And I don't know if you can see it that well with the ring light. I think you can, though. It's got the silver shimmer that they all have, but it's also got a little bit of gold in it, which I didn't expect. I assumed it was just all silver. It's very, very pretty. And I'm not usually a gold person, but it's very pretty. I think it's still going to go really well with that black. I really, really like it. So I got that today. I got 2 of those. And the reason why this is not my final order is because if you watched my Michael's clearance haul video, they had accidentally shorted me, fuzzy, sorry. They had accidentally shorted me one of the cozy wool like yarn or whatever. So I did contact them. As social as I actually kind of am, I do not like talking on the phone to people. Like if they're strangers. I mean, I could call, like, if Seth called me up, I would talk all day to him. Like, that's fine. But like, I do not like talking on the phone to like if I had to call the electric company, I dislike it very much, calling and talking to people. Not because of the actual people, but like, I don't know, just like the unknown people. I don't really know. I'm awkward when in situations like that, like really bad. And so I was so happy because Michael's has a chat to feature. Like Etsy does too, which is awesome because like even in the middle of the night, if I have an issue, you know, I can message them. And it's usually the case with chat ones is like they're usually 24 hours, usually. My bank is not. I found out the hard way on that one. But but yeah, I chat messaged Michael's and they're sending me a new one. So they offered to they said, do you just want it refunded or do you want it replaced? And I was like, I would like it replaced, please. So yeah, they're going to replace it. So I'm pretty happy about that. So I have one more package coming technically from Michael's. And I did start, I told you as soon as I finished my super secret project, I was going to want to start something. And I did manage to not start my Stranger Things squares. I started the Santa's favorite hat for Damon in black and pink like he wanted. It's out there and I've only got like this much of it started. I don't have a lot of it, but I had 2 skeins of the black Feels Like Butter yarn. I love this yarn. Like I love this yarn. I really need to do my top 10 yarns, and I'm going to tell you this is probably going to be on it. I love Feels Like Butter. It's so squishy and soft, and I love it. And it comes in quite a few colors, honestly. Like originally this particular one on my head is from Joanne's Big Twist yarn, but my original red one is in Feels Like Butter too. So I mean, it comes in red, it comes in black, it comes in gray. A lot of other colors too. I love this yarn. But and Damon loves this yarn, so he specifically asked me to make it in Feels Like Butter because I had some of it. And I don't know what I was thinking when I got the yarn, because he asked me if I would make the fluff part pink. And I make, if you have made this hat, which I have the tutorial for, or if you've just heard me talk about it, I make this and I make this out of Lion Brand Go for Faux. And there's several sizes of Go for Faux, but it says this is a size 6, but this must have been the bigger one. Well, this was the bigger one for sure, but I thought this was a size 6 and I thought this was a size 5. So I'm hoping that one of these is enough. I don't know what I was thinking, only grabbing one, but I grabbed one of these and one of the orange because I was going to make myself, Damon wanted me to make him a black one with pink, and he said I should make a black one with orange to like kind of match him, but more my personality, which is orange and black. So yeah, I only got one of each one of these. And he like mine, I don't care. Like I could do mine for next year or whatever, but like he really wanted this for Christmas next week. So I have like roughly a week, which would be fine. I should be able to make the hat in a couple of days, like even doing other stuff. But like, pretty sure this is discontinued. I know it's not at Walmart anymore. So if I need more of this, like he looked on eBay for it, and on eBay, it's $12 for one of these. I'm going to look on Lion Brand tonight and see, but I would imagine if I have to, even if they have it on like clearance or something, if I have to like expedite shipping it, I bet it's still going to be crazy. So I don't know what I was thinking. Hopefully I can get away with just the one, because I feel like I'm going to have to double it. I think when I used the smaller fur yarn, I pulled from the middle and from the outside and used it like that. And maybe I did, like obviously when I bought this, I made more of these hats at that time. So maybe I did that and I still only needed one. And maybe that's why I bought one. Maybe past Heather knew what she was doing and present Heather is questioning that. I hope that's the case. Because if not, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because I don't even have any white. Like, I mean, I could go to the store and get white. But, wah, wah, wah. So, sorry, Damon. But that's what I'm working on right now. And, yeah, I don't have a lot else to talk about really aside for like what I did today, because like that's what I did. I sewed in ends, I polka hunted, yeah, I'm waiting to see if I hear from a friend of mine, because I'm kind of getting a feeling that I've been lied to by one of my friends, which is a really bad feeling. So I like kind of spent part of the day thinking about that and getting lost in my thoughts a little bit on that. And I guess trying to get like out of my head on that. It's never a great feeling when you think that one of your friends may have purposely deceived you. So I hope that is not the case. And other than that, I haven't done a whole lot today. Spent the day with Abby, did some more laundry. Yeah, I've just sort of been trying to enjoy the last couple days of my vacation, really. Because Tuesday I'll be going back. Yay. When I put the couple of ornaments on the tree, it worked. David worked tonight, so he did not go get them out of the basement, but he came downstairs after he woke up and was ready to go to work. And he looked at the tree and he's like, I meant to get them out of the basement. I'll get them out tomorrow. Tomorrow being his day off. So it worked. So hopefully tomorrow night I will have a decorated tree. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you because that was kind of funny. Other than that, let us just get into the couple of things that I have, shall we? By the way, did you guys see Gary from Urban Yarns his last video. Hi, Gary, by the way. He said he watches my Vlogmases. How are you? He really liked my little trips around the neighborhood when I kind of like stalk the neighbors and their lights and stuff. And he's had the most beautiful lights. He and his husband went and found the most beautiful lights in his neighborhood. They're so pretty. Like, I really loved looking at those. I really hope you guys like looking at mine, and I hope you go check his out if you haven't, because they're so pretty. And he had the coolest, like somebody decorated like 3 or 4 trucks, like almost like parade trucks or something. And we're driving it around, and he got to video it. It was like a little parade around his neighborhood. It was really cool. Like, I wish they did that here, but I don't know why that just struck me to mention, I guess. But yeah, that's really cool. So if you haven't seen it, go check out Gary's video, because that was really neat. But anyway, segueing into other Christmas things, I am doing the 12 Days of Christmas gift exchange with Miss Bella from Bella's Crocheted Gifts. Always linked below. Please go check her out. She's getting quite a few subscribers now. I think she's in the 60s. And I want to say in November, because she just started. She's been doing videos on Facebook. Like, she has a Facebook group and has been posting videos to Facebook for quite some time. Almost like podcasting there. But she just started YouTube a little while ago, and I want to say in November she was in the single digits. So definitely doing something right? Like, that's awesome. I'm so happy. And I'm glad you guys are going over and checking her out, because I told you that you would like her. Like, she's such a sweet lady, and she makes like a ton of awesome things, like amigurumis and shawls and hats. She does like donation things. So if any of that stuff is like interesting to you or up your alley, definitely go check her out, because she makes a lot of really cool stuff. She has yarn hauls. I know you guys like yarn hauls. I'm just saying, I like some yarn hauls. So you should go check her out. And you can go check out and see the things that I got her, because she hasn't done every single day like I have been, but she does every couple days. So she has been opening since December 1st. So you can check out some of the stuff that I got her. There is like a couple random fibers, just like, I don't know if you could see them in the camera, but anyway. So today I am opening day 6 from Miss Bella. And it feels, I haven't looked yet, but it feels squishy again. Not going to complain about that one, that's for sure. Ooh. This is pretty. I'm like, where do I put this? This is pretty. This is the pigmented fiber in Quarry Rock from, I already got a hair on it. My hair has been crazy lately. This is from, it's Yarn Bee. It's from Hobby Lobby. And it is the, not variegated. Wow. My brain is like mush lately. I'm telling you, when I try to think of something, it is just gone. Like, unless I'm concentrating. I don't know. I'm going to blame that on the weather too, but I know there's no possible way that that's the weather. But I am definitely like scatterbrained like crazy. I don't know what the deal is, but it's like ombre, right? It's from black. It's got these beautiful grays in it all the way up to white. And let me get it closer for you guys. How pretty is that? It's so soft too. Let's talk about the fiber content for a second. This would make a beautiful shawl. This is a 1 superfine too. Where are you, fiber content? This is 60% acrylic, 20% wool, and 20% nylon. This would be a beautiful shawl. There are 5.2 ounces, which is 150 grams, which is 630 yards, which is 576 meters. And I'm assuming that's for in total. I'm pretty sure, because it doesn't say singularly, and you know, but that is so pretty. Gradient is the word I was looking for. How pretty is that? Thank you so much, Bella. I'm not even sure I had gotten this one either in the Hobby Lobby sale, because I want to say this was in the sale. I think it was. And I remember I got the blue because I gave my blue to Courtney from Fiberfox Studios. I can't remember which color I kept. Maybe I kept one of these at one point in time. No, I don't think I got this. So I have it now, and this is going to make a beautiful shawl. Oh my gosh, I kind of want to start this. I need to make Damon's hat though. I need to do that first. This is so pretty. It's so soft. That's got to be the nylon in it. I love it. Thank you so much. Love it. I'm gonna set it right back here. Ah, that's so pretty. Thank you. And then the other thing that I have is my Stranger Things advent calendar, which, by the way, I had two very lovely ladies email me. One lady emailed me and one lady messaged me about offering to take these well, they're not project bags. They're the little advent bags, and sew them into project bags for me. A project bag for me, which I appreciate so much. And I'm definitely going to send them off as soon as I've opened everything, because I'm really excited about that. I am going to get Stranger Things patches, and like I can hand sew, so I mean I can do that part, but I'm going to sew them onto it. And just because the actual bags don't say Stranger Things on them at all, but I'll know that it's from the advent. And then I'll have the patches that, you know, say Stranger Things. And I'm just really excited about it and thankful, and I just greatly appreciate it so much, because I do not sew. Like, I can hand sew like holes in clothing, but that takes me forever, and I'm not even going to say that would look spectacular. I can do it. But yeah, I definitely would trust it to somebody else. Definitely. So thank you for the offers, and I will most definitely take you up on that. Yesterday, I did put it in the title so that I didn't get any comments, because I was well aware, like I literally, I started the video really late, and then it took me a really long time to upload it for whatever reason. And then, as it finished uploading, I told Damon, I was like, oh no, insert expletive here. And he's like, what's wrong? And I said, I forgot to put Nancy's picture in. And he goes, so put it in now. And I'm like, I can't put it in now. So I just changed the title before I made the video public to say I forgot Nancy's picture. So I'm going to add Nancy's picture right here, just so you guys can, for anybody who doesn't watch it, who isn't familiar with the show, so you know who I'm talking about from yesterday's yarn. And I will show you the yarn from yesterday too, just for like a little reminder. But this is the yarn that went with Nancy. And I will save everybody the rant that I had. But I am happy that some of you guys agreed with me about the way she treated Steve. That's all I'm going to say on that. That's all I'm going to say. So, Nancy picture down. We're done with Nancy. Back to my spiel on this current yarn, which is in this lovely house and tree and vehicle Christmassy bag. Very pretty. I love it. So this is the Stranger Things Advent Calendar. If you have not been around for the previous 18 days, what we're going to do is the character who inspired the yarn that is inside of this bag, who is unbeknownst to me also right now, is on the other side of this tag. And we're going to find out together in a second who it is. And then I'm going to pop up a picture like I just did with Nancy. And we're going to talk about, well, I'm going to talk about, if you care to listen, I guess you're going to listen to me talk about the character. And I'm going to do like my best to do a little recap on who they are, what they mean to the show, their relationships amongst the other characters. And most likely you're going to get my opinion on them one way or another, good or bad. And depending on the character, possibly a little rant about them, good or bad. And then, so that way, like, if you are not interested in that, once the picture goes down, I will open up the yarn. We'll talk about the yarn color and the yarn itself. And that way, while the picture's up, you can feel free to fast forward through it if you're not interested. And I will be none the wiser, and we'll be all good. And if you are interested, you can listen away and comment down below your thoughts or opinions or comments back. Does that sound good? Then we can talk stranger things to each other, you know? So, oh, and the very few things that I may or may not have heard about season 4, I mean, I will do my best to like disclaimer that before I open my big mouth and say anything in case you want to like mute me or fast forward me for a second. But I don't try to spoiler a whole lot. So if you don't want to know or get a lot spoilered, I try not to do that. But I do try to warn you if I'm going to, because sometimes I do get a little excited, like, oh, I heard this, by the way, or, you know, sometimes I do get excited. Okay, are you ready to find out who this yarn is today? Let us do that. Are you ready? Jonathan? Jonathan. We have a Jonathan. I'm a little surprised we have a Jonathan, actually. Okay. Picture of Jonathan is going up here. And let us begin. So, Jonathan has also been around since season 1. He's been through all the seasons, 1, 2, and 3. He is Joyce's other son, her oldest son. He is Will's older brother, obviously. He is, what I'm surprised about is when I talk about like side characters, minor characters, Jonathan is the most side character, main character that there is to me, or he's the most main side character that there is to me. Like he's very in the middle. Like he doesn't have, even when he's in the big parts of the show, he doesn't have a big part in that big part. Does that make sense? Like when to me, his biggest part ever, his big shining moment was in season 1. Because when Will went missing, he obviously was also going through the whole, like, he obviously had a crush on Nancy, and he did it, he showed it in this weird stalkery way, which made some people watching it even, like, uncomfortable. It didn't really make me uncomfortable, but it made me, like, I cringed for Nancy a little bit. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I got Jonathan to a point because, like, he knew she was with Steve, so he was trying to be respectful and not just, like, go hit on her. But, like, he was doing the whole, like, watch from afar thing, but he was doing it a lot. Like, a lot. And then he was going through a lot. I get that. His little brother was mysteriously gone through mysterious means, which at the time they didn't even know the half of it because they didn't know that it was like a creature from another dimension type of thing. But so basically, like, at that moment, since they didn't know anything crazy was happening, like, okay, maybe they assumed he ran away and fell down a well, or maybe they assumed he got stolen and, like, snatched off the street, or there's something, you know, terrible, but normal terrible, not like aliens abducted him or something. But even under the circumstances of your brother being taken by a stranger or something just awful happening, in my opinion, and again, I haven't gone through these things, I have not walked a mile in Jonathan Byers' shoes, I don't feel that I would be out in the woods, even if my hobby was photography, taking pictures of the places that he was at. Like, even if I was doing that, which that's abnormal, but even if I was doing that, and then saw this girl that I had a crush on, I would not then start taking weird, creepy pictures of her and the people that she's with. Like, that's what he did. When Nancy was at the party that I was talking about with Barb and Steve and his friends, when Steve was getting her to drink and all that stuff, Jonathan saw them. He saw Steve throw Nancy in the pool and Tommy throw Carol into the pool. And when Barb got taken, which, okay, it is a good thing. It is a good thing that he was being creepy and was taking a bunch of pictures, because he actually accidentally caught the Demogorgon on film. So I'll give him props for that. But the point is, he was being creepy. Like, so to talk about Jonathan and his character, he's creepy. Like, just my opinion, but he is. I don't know. Like, okay, when I was a teenager, I went to graveyards and I hung out. My friends and I took pictures, and, you know, we were stereotypically goth and all that, but we most definitely didn't go take pictures of people in various stages of undress in their boyfriend or girlfriend's bedroom, which is what Jonathan ended up doing, which was weird. That part is weird. I'm sorry. I can't get past that part, and it's weird. It's cool that he caught the Demogorgon on camera. It's cool that that led to the whole, like, people believing in it thing. It's cool that basically he was responsible in his own way for, like, between him and Nancy believing in it and going on their own, like, monster hunt for it, and then Hopper believing in it with Joyce, or at least believing that there was a conspiracy with Joyce. Then the two, like, teams of two meeting up, kind of like they fed each other information, and then them as a whole turned each other on to what was actually happening. Like, one side knew about the monsters, the other side knew about the creepy cover-ups and stuff. So, like, they worked together and it worked out. But it still all started with Jonathan being creepy. I'm just saying. But moving past that. Now, when they found out about the pictures, Steve was not thrilled. Steve broke Jonathan's camera. They made up for it, though, because, like, obviously at the time, Nancy didn't have any money unless her mom and dad gave her money. And it was pretty clear Steve helped, because at the end, Steve was like, did you give it to him? So, like, he went in on it with her. But, like, they gave Jonathan a Christmas present, and it was a new camera. So, like, when Steve was in the process of turning into good guy, and when Nancy was in the process of getting ready to cheat on Steve, they got him a new camera. So, I mean, it all worked out for Jonathan. And Jonathan ended up with the girl, so it all worked out for Jonathan. Aside from the creepiness that I can't get over, Jonathan is kind of cool, like, in my opinion. He is super into, like, rock music. He is really good with his little brother. Like, a lot of the scenes that he really did shine in were scenes where he was, when Joyce and her now ex-husband Lonnie were fighting, and they'd be on the phone, like, Joyce would just be chewing Lonnie out, or maybe before Lonnie and her officially broke up, or when he was just over at the house and they were, like, fighting and stuff, Jonathan would have Will in the bedroom, and he'd just, like, crank up rock music and be talking to him about how, like, it's not cool anyway, because all Dad does is force you to do stuff you don't like to do anyway, and, you know, why don't you just, like, hang out with me and do cool stuff because you like listening to rock music, right? Like, he was a really good big brother to Will. So, like, I will give him that. He might be a creepy guy, but he was a really good big brother to Will. Is a really good big brother to Will. I shouldn't, like, nobody's dead, so I shouldn't say was. But so he has good moments and bad moments, I suppose. But that was all season 1 stuff. And then season 2, what did Jonathan really do in season 2? What did Jonathan really do in season 2? Insert cricket. Season 2, he did go with, like, I put a lot of it on Nancy, but season 2 is when he went with her to do, when they recorded the doctor at the lab and went to Murray's, and then Nancy cheated on Steve with Jonathan. I put a lot of it on Nancy because, yes, Jonathan was the other guy, but, like, Nancy's the one in the relationship. So, like, it was on her, in my opinion, to say no and not sleep with someone else. So, like, I don't really, like, it's not cool with Jonathan either. But, like, Jonathan saw the opportunity and went for it. I mean, maybe Steve would have done the same thing in his place. I don't know. Like, nowadays, maybe not. Because, like, Steve had that whole character arc thing where he turned pretty good, you know. But high school Steve probably would have. But yeah, I mean, that's what Jonathan basically did, was he got the girl in season 2, and he was just a side character other than that. Like, he went with Joyce to help get the Mind Flayer out of Will when 11 came back and they all, like, split up to do stuff. Their job was to go to Hopper's cabin and, like, basically crank the heat up and make the Demogorgon or the Mind Flayer uncomfortable inside of Will's body when he was hosting it, so it would leave. And then that's when 11 was gonna, like, seal the portal, and their idea was to trap him so he couldn't inhabit Will anymore. And, like, that was it as far as Jonathan's season 2 presence. So he was kind of just a side character. And then season 3, he was working at the paper, but he was another just, like, tag along with Nancy. Like, had Nancy not decided to go and investigate the old lady's story with the rats and the fertilizer, and had Nancy not found out information about the Mind Flayer returning, and had Nancy not gotten them fired, like, Jonathan would just be happily working at the paper, keeping his nose clean, and that would be that for Jonathan. Like, side character. He really didn't do a lot. Like, his time to shine was season 1. He didn't even, like, hang out with Will and do a lot of really cool stuff, like, for Will. Because season 3 is when Will got really down and really hurt because, like, Mike said some pretty, like, cruel things to him and hurt his feelings, and he took off. There was a whole scene where he was, like, crying. He destroyed Castle Byers, which was, like, his little hangout. It was him and Jonathan's hangout in the middle of the woods. And I guess in season 2, Jonathan did one other thing, but it was still a side character thing. It was when they were trying to talk to Will and remind him of who he was when the Mind Flayer was inhabiting his body, and Jonathan was giving him, like, memories of them, because that's how you found out they built Castle Byers together. But, like, still just side character-y stuff. Like, Joyce and Mike and everybody else were doing that too. So, like, side character stuff. As far as who Jonathan is, though, you really found that out in season 1 too, because he really didn't, like, add anything more to his character, in my opinion, in season 2 and 3. He's always been, like, one to get to work and be responsible and things like that. We've already covered the fact that I think he's still creepy, though. And then he's, like, a really, like, rock and roll kind of guy. So, I mean, I do dig that about him. He's not rock and roll the same as Billy. Like, Billy's, like, the bad boy rock and roll. But Jonathan is, like, he's the one that got Will into, like, the rock music and stuff like that he listened to. So like Jonathan is a rock and roll kind of guy. He's just not like the bad boy rock and roll kind of guy. Like, Jonathan's like classic rock and Billy's like heavy metal, you know. That's the difference, I guess. Yeah. And they had, I don't know, they annoyed me at the Halloween party in season 2 with Jonathan, because here's a guy who likes all the like classic rock music stuff. And when he walked in, I mean, yes, he was like smitten with Nancy, and that's like he walked in and he saw Nancy like fighting with Steve at the punch bowl. So of course he was fixated on her being creepy. He was, I'm sorry. If there's some Jonathan lovers out there, I'm sorry. But he was being creepy about it because he walked in and was just like, Nancy. It's kind of like the Terminator. Have you ever seen the Terminator when he like fixes his like gaze on somebody and he's that's like where your attention is, like anyway, he did that. And then sorry, I got a random hair in my mouth. This girl who was dressed like for anybody familiar with the older goth music, Susie Sue from Susie Sue and the Banshees, totally looked great. Like she looked great, just like her, in my opinion. Like as far as like somebody else who wasn't her dressing up like her, looked just like her. And she walked up and she said hi. She introduced herself, you know, to him. She said, I think she said like something like nice costume or something, like she was being smart because he wasn't wearing a costume. And he made some like little witty banter back. Like I think he said, yeah, I am dressed as a guy who doesn't like parties or something like that. And then she introduced herself and he said, kiss. And she kind of looked at him, and like the first time I watched it, I was like, what is he asking her? Like I was very confused because clearly she is not a member of Kiss. And he obviously is not the kind of person to just ask her for a kiss. And so I was very confused about all that. And she looked at him weird, and he's like, your makeup, Kiss, the band. Like, why even write that line in for him? Because, like, he's a rock and roll guy. He knows that she's not. I don't know. That always bugged me. Like, there's so many opportunities for that to go differently. Anyway, see, I told you there would be rants about random characters. I'm going to end that right now. I think you got a pretty good gist over who Jonathan is. And yeah, so picture of Jonathan going down. We are going to discuss the yarn. As far as guesses, do you guys have any guesses before I open this up? My battery is going to die, so I got to hurry this along and shut up. I have no idea. Like, maybe, I have no idea. Like, maybe this sage greenish color. His car was like a silvery sage greenish silver weird color. But I doubt it would be dyed after his car. Maybe black like a vinyl record. I have no guesses as far as Jonathan goes. None at all. I'm going to be surprised. Do you guys have any guesses? If you have any guesses, let me know what you thought it might be, okay? But let's open it up and find out what it is, shall we? Ready? I see some blue. Ooh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, look at that. This might be one of my favorite yarns. I don't know how I feel about saying that about Jonathan, but I don't hate Jonathan, but he's definitely not one of my like favorite characters, and this is one of my favorite yarns by far. I may not always gravitate towards blue, but the blue that I find the prettiest is definitely this like deep turquoisey blue. And then this beautiful orange. And you know what? I bet this is Jonathan and Joyce and Will, because Joyce obviously dresses Will, and to some extent I'm sure she influences Jonathan. Their house, it has a lot of like, you know how I said Murray had a lot of like, for the 80s, there was old things in it, like probably left over from the 70s, because I think Joyce had a lot of like hand-me-down kind of things. There was a lot of like blues and orange and creams and browns in their house, and I wonder if that is just some of the aesthetic leftover colors. I'm wondering, because this is kind of 70s vibing to me, and I could totally see that. Like, I'm really not sure. I'll have to, whatever picture I pop in here, I'll have to see if there's, maybe Jonathan had a shirt kind of like this. I honestly cannot remember what most of his clothes looked like, because I wanted to say he had like a dark brown or a black leather jacket. But other than that, I'm not really sure. Maybe he did have a shirt that looked like this. I love this. Like, aside from the hopper yarn, ooh, do you think the two of these would go really good together? I like them, but I mean, I'm a weirdo. What do you guys think? Maybe I did just want an excuse to bring out the hopper yarn again. I like it a lot. Oh my God, I did not expect to like the Jonathan yarn this much. I really love this. I would totally buy some more of this too. If she ends up being willing to dye some more yarn in these colors, I really like the Jonathan yarn, like a lot. And we finally got some orange. I'm so happy about that. Oh, I'm totally digging it. Okay, so I should probably end this video before my battery dies. I'll have to plug it in just to edit it and get it up. So on that note, I should let you guys go. And I will see you tomorrow, where I will probably not be wearing this hat, because oh my gosh, I've been adjusting it like this whole video. It's been driving me crazy. All right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a really great day. I hope you've had a really great weekend, and yeah, I love you. Bye guys.